Alright, so today I'm going to show you how to split a 190 XT to get into the power director high-low clutch pack and get that where you can replace it. So there's a little bit of prep work's already been done. I've got my overhead crane positioned. I've already got my inspection cover off, which goes in there. That's how I determine what I had going on. And so I'm going to be putting some cribbing up underneath here. Taking some lines off, getting things prepped so that we can split it. It'll split right here at this point. So if we look on the underneath side, there are several bolts on the back side, and we'll have to get all that shored up so that we don't snap anything off when we separate. Alright, so I got the support blocks up underneath there, and I've already jacked up the front of the tractor and got it nice and tight right there. So that will hold the front half when it splits back there. Now, one thing you got to remember is the front axle, is on a pivot pin. So you want to block up your front end with some wedges, and it doesn't have to be anything fancy. Just use some wood, push it in there, and if it wants to start rolling off of that block left to right, this will keep it. So the block should hold it, but this is just extra support just in case something goes haywire. So it's supported there, it can't twist, and I've also got the front wheels chalked because once we separate that, we're going to be pulling apart right there. So I'm going to make sure the front half stays put. I didn't want to put my cribbing right up underneath there because it might get in the way of me trying to work, so I put it up here. I didn't want to put it underneath on the PTO housing due to it's curved. I wanted a good flat surface. So that's where we're at with that, and we'll continue getting some lines and stuff taken off and get it ready to split. Alright, so the linkage has been moved over, so if you're wondering why that's got to be disconnected, there is we're going to lift the platform up, so this right here will actually raise up into this area, so it's got to be out, otherwise it will move your shaft. So a few other items, we've got the control linkage, I think for the traction booster right there, that will have to come out. It's pinned right there in the back of the axle. We'll take that bolt out, take the cotter key off again, and then we got our brake rod right here as well that's got to come out. So we'll disconnect that, and then lastly on this side will be the pickup tube for your hydraulics that run up here to your filter. So we'll have to disconnect that, and then we'll slide up the other side and just disconnect the Alright, so a few more things to point out is you have to disconnect your linkage for your transmission. So we've got a cover and everything on, just take it off. And then if you have mechanical PTO, that rod will have to be disconnected down there as well, because this part will stay here, the platform with that, and then the back half from here will have to split. I also have to take off the hydraulic lines on both rear three-point lift cylinders, and that way the bottom half can roll out and the hose will stay. And then pretty much after that, I'll just make sure everything's good and tight on my jacks, and then I'll start taking the 3/4 inch bolts out, and then we should be able to split. Alright, so far got about a couple. The seat bracket's got 2 bolts, and then there's 2 bolts that's underneath or on the back side of that toolbox. So pull your toolbox out, get those 2 bolts off, and then that should allow the platform to come free. Over here on the back side, I've got my hydraulic lines disconnected going to each cylinder, and then there was also another bar right there, I think for traction booster as well, that had to come off. It's on the back of this. There's a place on the back of this left arm right here. So get that loose and get close. That's the power director. There's something inside the other end. PTO shaft.